Good morning, sixth graders.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you all?
Fine, thank you.
Fine, feeling good?
Yes.
Happy that Ahmed, Abdulaziz, Muhammad Nasir, Turki, and Muhammad Labedli are attending this lesson. I'm so happy to have you all in my class, though I still wish to have all of your classmates joining us very soon. Now, Muhammad Nasir, yes, can you speak, please? Can I hear your voice?
Yes.
Good morning, my dear.
Good morning.
This is the first time you attend the lesson. Hopefully, you will be a regular attendant with us. Okay, Muhammad?
Okay.
Okay. Now, are you ready for today's lesson?
Yes.
Okay. Today we're going to start a new chapter. Please, I can hear some outer voice. Make sure that you only access the mic whenever you need to speak to me, okay? So we're starting a new chapter, chapter 13, entitled Variability and Data Distributions. So as you could tell, we're still working with data. It's a very important topic and it's a wide one. Today we will deal with patterns in data. Let me share my screen here. Okay, can you see it?
Yes.
Yes.
We have a new participant. It's Khalid. Okay. Let's wait for Khalid. Good morning, Khalid. Khalid, can you hear me?
Yes.
Abdulaziz, would you turn your camera on, please? You and Muhammad Nasir, I would like to see you while we are explaining the lesson. Okay? Yes, Muhammad? Turn the camera up a little bit. Yes, very good. Abdulaziz, what about you? Can you start?
I can't
Why?
because there is people with me.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so are you ready to start the lesson?
Yes.
It's patterns in data. And the essential question is, how can you describe overall patterns in a data set? So basically, what are we going to do today? By the end of this lesson, we will be able to describe overall patterns of data, including clusters, peaks, gaps, and symmetry. So what are the new terms we're going to deal with today? Who can tell me?
Clusters, peaks, gaps, and symmetry.
Exactly. Okay, let's recall what we've learned so far. What are the terms we learned? Ahmed, can you remind me? What did we learn in the previous chapter?
We learned about outliners.
Outlier, excellent. Can you remind me what an outlier is, Muhammad Nasir? Muhammad Nasir?
Means
Okay, Ahmed Nabhan, go ahead. What is an outlier?
outlier is the number that is far from the number that is together.
Bravo, very good. So for example, if I have, let's say 5 numbers in the 90s, let's say 92, 95, 98, I have 105, just like in your assessment, and 68. Which one would be the outlier? Good morning, Abdullah Sahel.
Good morning, Miss.
Okay, so if I have all the numbers in 90s, one of them in 100, and one in the 60s, which one of these would be the outlier?
The one in the 60s.
Yes. Could 105 be an outlier?
No.
No.
Because some of you made this mistake. I have already 95, I have 98, 105 is very close to them. It's not, the only outlier is 68. Remember, that was your last assignment. So thank you, Ahmed Nabhan, for reminding us of the term outlier. Abdullah Sahel, can you remind me about the other terms we learned in the previous chapter? What did we learn about? 3 words. The 3 of them start with letter M. The first is mean. What is the meaning of mean?
Average.
Excellent. Average. And to find the mean, I need to add the sum of the data items and then divide them by the number
The
of
number of
right? Okay.
yes.
Khalid, why your mic is muted? Okay, Khalid, question. What is the median? Can you tell me?
The middle number.
Excellent, very good. And in order to get or find this middle value, what do I need to do? Do I keep the numbers the way they are?
We arrange them from
Excellent. In order from,
least to greater.
please give him a clap. Bravo, Khalid. So proud of you. And finally, we learned about modes. Thank you for the lovely clap, Turki and Abdullah Sahel. Hamad Nasir as well. Okay. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate your interaction. Now, the last term was mode. Hamad Abdullah, can you tell me what is mode?
Mode is the number that comes the most in the data set.
Exactly. Now, can we have more than one mode?
Yes.
In case, let's say I have two numbers, these two numbers are recurrent, let's say 5 times, so both of them are repeated 5 times, I can say that both numbers are the modes of this specific data set, okay? Ahmed Nabal,
Yes.
properly, please. Okay, so are you ready for today's lesson?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so let's see here. Making connection. Another term we learned was dot plot. Can you tell me what is a dot plot?
Dot plot.
A dot plot is a graphical organizer that records data by using dots.
Excellent. So it's kind of data display, graphical display of data using dots, right? Now a question.
Yes.
If 20 test scores are represented in a dot plot, how many dots are plotted? Muhammad Nasir will answer. I repeat. If 20 test scores are represented in a dot plot, how many dots are plotted?
20.
What is it?
20.
Excellent, very good. I must have 20 since I'm talking about 20 scores. Clear? 20, very good. Now, what does it mean if there are no dots over a given tick mark? Abdullah Sahel, I have a dot plot, and then there is a range over which I don't see any tick marks or no dots. What does it mean?
Miss, your voice was lagging. I can't hear you.
My voice was loud or was low?
No, it was lagging. I can't hear you.
Loading. Okay, I will repeat the question. What does it mean if there are no dots over a given tick mark? What does it mean?
Outlier?
No, dear. Pay attention. I have a dot plot, this number 9, where I see all the information. Let me show you a picture. See this one, right? I don't have any dots above 8, 9, and 10. What does it mean? Abdullah Sahel.
Miss, the sound is lagging. I can't hear.
Okay.
Internet connection.
Question. I repeat the question. Can you see the dot plot in front of you?
Yes.
Yes.
You could see that above 5, you have 1 dot, right? Above 6, you have 3. Above 7, you have 2. Now, do you have anything or do you see anything on top of 8 or 9 or 10?
No.
Why? What does this mean?
Because
Yes. Do I have any of the data with numbers 8 or 9 or 10?
no.
No. Okay, so do you get it now? For example, let's try to interpret here. Muhammad Abedli, what do you think this data display is about?
fish caught in
Yes,
a
fish
day.
So
or-
some people, some friends caught fish. Now, how did they categorize these fish? According to what?
Their length
Excellent.
in
See,
inches.
so even before reading any word problem, the graphical display in front of me, which is here, the dot plot, should tell me exactly what the data set is about. So from the title, I could tell that some people caught some fish. Then they categorized or they classified, they organized their data based on the length in inches of those fish. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Aziz, I want you to read, please. Let's unlock the problem together.
Unlock the problem. Many lakes and ponds contain fresh water, fresh species such as bass, pike, beagle, and trout.
Yes.
Jacob and his friends went fishing at a nearby lake. The dot plot shows the sizes of the fish that the friends caught. The lengths are rounded to the nearest inch. What patterns do you see in the data?
So just like Muhammad Labedi told us or expected, just a minute, we have somebody coming. Okay, Ahmed Nabhan is back. Okay. So the word problem tells us exactly what Muhammad Abedi guessed. We're talking about some friends who went for fishing and they got different species, right? They organized their data based on the length of these fish. And then the question now is, what patterns do you see in the data? This is the essential question of the lesson. We need to find out the pattern. Let's go through it together. Circle spaces with no data and put a box around the groups of data. Khalid, let's circle
Yes.
the spaces with no data. Which spaces have no data?
8 and 9 and 10.
Excellent. Now, Ahmed Nabhan, can you
نعم.
box around the groups of data? Where do you see groups of data? From which number to which number you see a group of data?
From 6 to 12.
What is it, Ahmed?
7 to
Faster.
12.
No. Yes, absolutely. Give me the first group of data, Muhammad Abedi.
The first group of data.
From which number to which number?
5, 6, 7.
Bravo, from 5 to 7. Muhammad Nasir, the second group of data?
7 to 14.
Excellent. So, can you see that? So 8, 9, 10 have no data. We have a group of data from 5 to 7. That is why we put a box here, and then another box from 11 to 14. Guys, please, I want you all to turn on your cameras. I want to see you.
I
Abdulaziz.
cannot see them. I only see Muhammad Bedli and Nasser.
Yes, me too. Turkey, please do not turn off your cameras. Okay, Khalid? Turn it on, please.
Miss, I will go to a toilet.
Hurry up. Okay, is it clear so far? Okay, let's move.
Yes.
Let's analyze the dot plot by identifying the gap and the cluster. Does the dot plot contain any gaps? If so, where? Who can tell me, first of all, what is the meaning of gap?
It's a group of data or a column or a row that has no that has nothing set to it.
Exactly. Just like if you see, for example, suppose you have two mountains, right? The valley would be the kind of gap between these two mountains. Why? Because it is empty, okay? So the question is, does the dot plot contain any gaps?
Yes.
Yes, where?
8, 9, 10.
Yes, exactly. 8, 9, 10. So first of all, I was able to analyze the dot plot by identifying the gap. Now, there's a cluster from which number to which number? So what do you think the cluster could be? What is the meaning of cluster?
From 8 till 10.
The opposite of a gap.
Exactly, thank you so much. So the opposite of a gap is cluster. By cluster, we mean a group of data points that lie within a small interval, okay? So what is the first interval where I have a cluster of plots or of dots? From what to what?
5 to 7.
Yes, from 5 to 7. And then another cluster, Abdulaziz, from which number to which number?
From 7 to 9.
No, pay attention.
I know, miss.
Miss, I know.
Okay, wait.
11 to 14.
Okay, can you explain why? Can you just, it's correct, but can you justify your answer? Why is it so?
I don't know.
Miss, I know.
Yes, Ahmed, Fatima.
11 to 13.
11 to 14, why? Why do we call this?
No, 13.
Why not including 14?
خلاص 14.
Okay,
Haram 14.
has already a point. English, please. So again, let me repeat Abdulaziz and pay attention. By cluster, I mean a group of data points, okay? So from 8 to 10, we have a gap. We have no dots at all. We call this gap. It is, the interval is empty. Nothing is there. Clear, everybody?
Yes.
Okay. Now, cluster is the opposite of gap. There's a group of data. The first cluster is from 5 to 7, and the other cluster is from 11 to what, Ahmed Nabhan?
14.
14, exactly.
Oh, sorry.
14.
Okay, let's recap the meaning of gap and cluster by seeking the help of Turkey. What is the meaning of gap?
Gap is there's no things there.
Excellent. There's nothing, no data. It's empty.
Hola.
Okay, very good. Abdullah Sahel.
Yes.
Se ven al amigo.
What? What does cluster mean, Abdullah Sahel?
What does?
Cluster.
شوف الطفي كسفية.
Pay attention, guys. No distraction. What is the meaning of cluster? Look at the picture. Follow my cursor. What is this?
Square.
Square. What does it have inside it?
Dots.
Dots. So by cluster, I mean what? A group of dots, a group of data. Is it clear now?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, just a question. It is out of this lesson, but it recalls us or it refreshes our mind. What is the mode in this data set? Who can tell me?
3 and 2 and 2. 3 and 2.
3, do you have number 3 on the number line?
Je.
What?
No, we don't have 3, Muhammad Abedli.
But
We have 3 dots on top of which number?
12 and 6.
You get it now? So,
Yeah.
6 and 12 are the modes, right? Why? Because they represent the 2 highest columns on the dot plot. And they are both modes because they have the same height. Is it clear? So we don't say that 3 is the mode. No, 6 and 12 are the modes. Each of them have 3 dots. Clear? Okay, would you show me your thumbs so far? Thumbs up if you understood, thumbs down if you did. Bravo.
Yeah.
Your thumb. Ahmed Nabhan, I cannot see your thumb. Bravo. Khalid, Abdulaziz. Bravo. Okay, Abdullah keeps going on and off. Okay, clear? So can we proceed? Okay.
Yes.
So would you read Muhammad Nasir?
About
Yes, Muhammad, read. So
there were no fish from 8 to 10 inches long, and there were 2 clusters of fish measuring from 5 to 7 inches long, and from 11 to 14 inches long.
excellent, that's it. So first we analyze the data based on the dot plot. Now we need to draw the conclusion. Summarize the information shown in the dot plot. Okay, let's try to summarize it. What can we say? The dot plot shows that Jacob and his friends caught fish that were 5 to 7 inches long and 11 to 14 inches long. They did not catch any fish that were 8, 9, or 10 inches long, right? Now, if I ask you this question, what conclusion can you draw about why the data might have this pattern? Why do you think that the data have this pattern? Why do I have only 2 clusters?
Maybe the owner did it.
You're close. Maybe what? It's not the owner did it. What did the friends do? They what?
Arranged it.
Okay. Let's recall from the very beginning, Abdul Aziz. You're almost there. Jacob and his friends, where did they go?
Fish.
Fishing. Bravo. They caught some fish, right? And they classified fish according to 2 categories. So what does this imply? How many species of fish maybe they caught?
14.
2.
2 species. Bravo. Why? Because we have 2 clusters, right? The first is from 5 to 7, which could be one of the species, and the other is 11 to 14, which could be the other species. Yeah? Okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can we move on?
Yes.
Yes. So far, we have analyzed or described the pattern of data in a dot plot. Now we will move to another data display, which is, what is it? You can tell me?
A histogram. A histogram.
Yes, and that's a histogram. Turkey. What is the title of the histogram?
Pumpkin weight.
So what does it speak about or describe?
The pumpkin weight.
The pumpkin weight, and this weight is measured
The weight of the pumpkin.
in which unit?
بس
Yes, who's this?
Arika.
بس ابتهاج. It kicked me out. I don't know why.
No, dear, it could be your,
يقول لك اطلع برا.
no Arabic, please. It could be your connection. You have a nice. Okay, Badr is here. Okay, he's joining us. Good morning, Badr. Just a minute, huh?
ولا بدر.
Good
أنا
morning.
والله مجنون. هلا قاعد بهواوي.
Abdul Aziz, English only, please.
Okay, miss.
Good morning, Badr.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Good morning, Badr. How are you?
Okay, that was funny, but let's get back to the lesson, okay?
عند العزيز تراك صغير.
Guys, last warning.
Not
What's
joking.
the difference between a bar graph and a histogram?
Okay, so this is the histogram, right? We said that, Badr, today's lesson is about describing pattern in data. We describe the pattern in a dot plot. You will be always, like you're always encouraged check the recorded lesson I'll be posting on Edmodo, okay, for the first part of the lesson. Now you're with us for the second part of the lesson, okay, dear?
Okay.
Okay, so we have a histogram here. Abedli, would you read, please?
Erica made this histogram to show the weights of the pumpkins grown at her father's farm in October. What patterns do you see in the data?
So
Miss, I have a question.
we describe the data. When we had the dot plot, we described clusters and gaps, right? In the histogram, we're gonna speak about something else. Let's start. Identify any peaks in the data. What is the meaning of peak? Who can tell me?
Like you're seeing something,
Like what?
like small hints.
No. Peak of the mountain. What is the meaning of peak?
Miss, the highest.
The triangle at
highest
the
one.
The
mountain.
highest point.
What is the meaning of peak?
Miss, the
You
highest
peak
point.
with
Yes, Abedi, I cannot hear you.
The highest point.
Excellent. The highest point, okay? So if we look at the Instagram, Nabhan, what is the peak? Where do you see the peak? First of all, how many peaks do we have?
One peak.
The histogram carefully.
Miss, one peak.
One
peak, one.
One peak, bravo. Which, where is it located?
In the middle.
In the middle. From
The
which
middle.
to which number?
21 to 30.
Which interval? Badr, which interval? Badr, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we said that there is one peak, here it is, right? This is the highest point in the histogram. So, what is the interval of this peak? Can you tell me?
10.
200.
Where you got the number 200?
No, 10.
21 till 30.
From 21 till 30. You must read the information here, clear? So the first bar is from 0 to 10. The second, 11, 20, 21 to 30, 31 to 40, then 41 to 50. So the peak
21.
is what? From 21 to 30, okay? So the histogram has one peak. Hamad Nasser, the interval representing the greatest number of pumpkins is for weights between what and what?
21.
21 and 30.
Yes, I couldn't hear you.
Okay, clear? Okay, let's continue.
Miss, I have a question.
Yes, please.
What's the difference between a bar graph and a histogram?
Dear, it's the same, but I will tell you. For the bar graph, you might keep differences. You might keep gaps in between, okay? This one is different. Why? Because it tells you from the very beginning with the specific intervals, specific x-axis and y-axis. The common thing between them is that they both use bars, okay?
Yeah.
In a regular one, you might not see here this interval. You could see only maybe one number, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, describe how the data changes across the interval. So when I describe the data, I would tell if they have any increases or decreases. How do we have? Turkey, would you read, please?
Yeah, describe how the dates change across the intervals. The number of the pumpkin increased from 0 to 10.
It increases from 0 to?
50.
Let's see.
10.
Is it to 50?
30.
Why? Look, it's in front of you, Turkey.
30.
The first bar, right?
Yeah.
If I go from 0 till 50, Is it increasing all the way?
Yeah.
No. It increases from 0 up to the interval of 2030. Then what happened? What happened? Okay, Turkey, first of all, do you know what is the meaning between increase and decrease?
Yeah.
What is it?
Increase is going higher and decrease is being lesser.
Exactly. So let's look again at the histogram. From 0 till 30. What happens? It goes up and you follow the cursor. Right? So this means it increases. Ahmed Nabhan. Then 31 to 50, what happens? Does it increase or decrease? Look at the picture. Do not look at your ceiling.
Increase.
Look again. From 31 to 50, what happens?
Decrease.
Decrease. So be careful, please. It decreases, okay?
Okay.
Okay, let's proceed. Describe any symmetry the graph has. First of all, who can remind me what is the meaning of symmetry?
The line that go across.
Mr. Straight line.
Very good, excellent. So if we draw a vertical line, right, through any given interval, what would happen? The left and the right sides would be very close to being mirror images, right? Just like if I have a rectangle and I draw the line of symmetry, if I fold over this line, I would have the same shape, the same size, right? Okay, so do you see any symmetry here? Okay, let me tell you something, pay attention. A symmetry about a peak of data is just one type of symmetry. What do I mean by this? Symmetry can have any configuration as long as the left side to the graph is close to a mirror image of the right. So it's not typically the same, just like in geometry, it is close, okay? Let's look at the peak. If I draw this, can you see the vertical line I drew?
Yes.
Do you have almost close mirror images? Yes, right? Look here. The peak is divided, or this bar is divided into two, right? Then I have this one here. They are symmetrical, almost symmetrical. The first bar and the last one are almost symmetrical. So do I have a line of symmetry here?
Yes.
Yes. So a graph can have symmetry if you can draw a line through it so that the two sides of the graph are almost, pay attention to the word what? Which word? To which word? I cannot hear you guys. Almost.
Almost. My mic was muted.
It is almost, okay? Now, what patterns do you see in the data? Let's answer the main question. The data values increase to one peak from which interval?
The 21 to 30.
21 to
Bravo.
30.
And then what happened? It
This decrease.
decreased. So that's it. First of all, I have an increase of data value that reach the peak, which is at the interval of 21 and 30. Then it decreases, right? Now, does this data set have symmetry?
Yes.
Yes, it does. It's about the peak. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Now, your quick assignment for now. What patterns do you see in the histogram data? I've already prepared the histogram for you. What is the title of the histogram, Badr?
Monday.
Monday zoo
Content
visitors.
Okay, so Turkey, what does this data set describe?
What? Did not hear you.
Look at the histogram. The information given, the values are of those what? Of whom?
Monday zoo visitor.
So the visitors of a zoo on Monday. Muhammad Nasser, Am I talking about the length of the visitors?
No,
No, about what?
the age.
The
Yeah.
age.
About their age. Now the question is, can you see any peak? Let's describe the pattern here. So when I speak
Yes.
about the patterns of a
Yes.
histogram, I'm talking about the peaks and the symmetry. Are there any peaks?
Yes.
Yes. How many?
2.
2. Bravo, Badr. What is the first one?
First one is from 0 to 9.
Bravo. Khalid. What is the second one?
10 to 19.
Pay attention.
This
Peak.
is 69.
Highest point.
Peak. 60 to 69.
Bravo. Excellent. Now another question. Can you describe for me the increase and decrease in the number of visitors? Abedli? What happened?
It started very high from 0 to 9, then it decreased.
Uh-huh.
Then when it came to 30, 39, after that it increased.
Okay, so we can say that the number of visitors decreases from 0 to 29, then increases from 40 to 69. Ahmed Nabhan, is there any gap?
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah.
Where?
30 to 39.
Bravo, amazing. Now, does the graph appear to show symmetry? Pay attention. It's not the typical symmetry we know in geometry. It is almost symmetrical. So can we say that we have symmetry in this graph?
Yes.
Yes, bravo. Why? Because look here. We have a peak, then it decreases and decreases from this side. And then if you look at it from the other side, I have an increase, decrease, decrease. Clear? So I could draw a line here, right? That would divide the histogram into almost 2 symmetrical graphs. Now, the question, or the last question for today is, Abdulaziz, for you, how many clusters do we have?
I don't know.
Why you don't know? I explained it. What is the meaning of cluster?
Clusters?
Turkey, can you remind Abdulaziz what is the meaning of a cluster?
Yeah.
What is it?
It means
I know that you know it.
it means the numbers of the
Bravo,
height.
they are gathered, they are put together, right? So here,
Yeah.
Turkey, what is the first cluster? From what number to what number?
From 0 till 29.
Excellent. Badr, what is the second cluster?
From 40 to 69.
Excellent. And the gap, Abdulaziz, would be, just like Ahmed Nabhan said, from which number to which number? Abdulaziz, the gap,
Yes.
the gap, empty data. From which number to which number?
From 09 to
No,
60, 69.
30 to 39.
Empty. From where?
30 to 39.
Excellent. Do you agree with them?
Yeah.
No.
Who said no? Abdulaziz, you did not understand, my dear?
No.
Okay, I will repeat. Pay attention, please. This is your histogram. When I say cluster, it means I have a group of data. I will go back to the first dot plot, just to summarize the lesson here. Can you see this dot plot?
Yes.
From 5 to 7, there's a group of data. That's what I call cluster. Here I have no data, it's empty, so it's called gap. Again, I have here another set of data that make another cluster. Is it clear now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's it for today. I hope that you have all understood the lesson. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to write for me on Edmodo, okay?
Yes.
Okay, I
Miss-
understand everything.
Miss,
Had a good time? Yes, Badr?
Miss, can you
Assalamu
post this?
alaikum.
Can you post this video because I will watch the first of it.
I will do it immediately, my dear, okay?
Okay.
Thank you all. Have a nice day. And
Miss Badr wants to laugh.
Goodbye.
Bye, everybody. Bye.